boys, so after 3 days of riding from Chennai to Vijayawada and even going to the Space Center, ISRO, we are here in Hyderabad, my hometown, with ex-BHP team. This is Sunny, who doesn't know him? Okay, and well, we are with the H2. Before I talk about the H2, I have this special feeling towards ex-BHP. The reason is that I can never forget my Bhutan ride, which I did in 2019 October. And every time I meet them, I just feel so good. My spirit about riding a motorcycle goes really, really high. And well, here is the Ninja H2, the king of superbikes. Is that correct?
You can give it any superlative that you want. It will be that.
Absolutely. And I thought of going through a few technical things on this motorcycle, because most of you know this is the fastest motorcycle in the world. Now, fastest means it will get to 0 to 299 kilometers an hour in the fastest possible way. Why is that? How can this do it? Because this has a similar 999, right? 999cc engine like any other superbike. But why can it go so fast? The reason is it's called forced induction. Okay? Other superbikes are naturally aspirated. Naturally aspirated means they are taking in air from the environment. Okay? And that air goes into the engine. But here, it doesn't directly take it in. It has a compressor. Now, generally in cars you hear turbocharged, right? Like a Porsche 911 or any of these, they have a turbocharger. So why doesn't a motorcycle have a turbocharger? Well, we have to remember this. Putting a turbocharger on a motorcycle, this experiment was done way back in like 1980s. However, in cars you can put a turbocharger because car has 4 wheels, okay? But in a motorcycle you have 2 wheels, and most of the time you corner, you lean. And when you lean, to get out of the corner you got to open throttle. And when you open throttle, turbocharger works this way, okay? When the exhaust gases go from the header pipes, there is a turbine that spins using the exhaust gases. Now when you are at low RPM, say 1200, 1300 or even 1500, the exhaust gases cannot produce enough pressure to spin the turbine, to compress air. So when you open throttle and the pressure builds up at so and so RPM, say 2000 or 3000 RPM, that is the time the turbocharger starts spinning, and then it starts compressing air, and then it has to send the air into the engine. So there is a lag known as a turbo lag. So if you are in a corner and you open throttle, then for about a second you don't get that boost, you don't get that power. But before you realize, you'll get that boost. And even if you have traction control, the boost, the power is so sudden and so huge that you might lose control and you might have a low side, you'll slide. So that is the reason turbochargers are not put onto motorcycles. But hats off, thank you Kawasaki, that they went out of the way and they actually put a supercharger. So what is the difference between a turbocharger and a supercharger? Supercharger does not depend on the exhaust gases. Supercharger actually spins right off the engine, that is a crankshaft. The piston goes down and moves the crankshaft, and the crankshaft has a gear, and that gear spins the impeller, and that compresses air, and it's almost instantaneous, and it sends the compressed air inside. So this is as simple as, did you ever see blacksmith, that is the person who hits iron and makes it hot? So when it actually has to make it hot, he spins something from right side and it sends compressed air inside, and that coal starts to burn at high temperatures. This is exactly what is supercharging. So this is what a supercharger does, and this is what we have here. That is the reason the same amount of fuel actually burns better with compressed air. So we get a bigger bang and the bike actually goes faster.